gentlemen of the press, the institution Nigeria is not owned by anybody, and it's not owned by any personality or any political group. So therefore, if Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the president of Nigeria, is found guilty of the charges against him in court by Atiku Abubakar and Peter Obi, so Tinubu will be removed on the feast day of this month as the sitting president of Nigeria.
Oh my people, a lot is happening in the political zone. A lot keep happening in the political zone. Kasala, they both left and right in the political zone, you know. Since when they conducted the election on the 25th of February, Tinubu have been showing his level of arrogancy in cause of the tribunal and all of that. With the fact that any chairman selected him by the president of Nigeria, since then Tinubu have been showing his political power. They have not allowed the tribunal to rest, but Tinubu have finally come down for Peter Obi now. Tinubu have finally come into agreement with the judiciary, so that what happened in Nigeria Republic will not happen in Nigeria. So he have finally come down for the wish of the people. He said if Peter Obi can meet up with this, that is going to come down for Peter Obi on this particular date. That if this can be met by the judiciary and all of that, that is going to come down for Peter Obi. That is going to allow Peter Obi to rule Nigeria and start ruling Nigeria in this particular date. To be that, I would like guys to stay connected to the end of this video. If you can share this video, ensure you share it, let it go viral. If you can't share it, click the like button, give it a thumb up so that it will be recommended for us. Tinubu is finally leaving power for Peter Obi. Stay connected as I show you the full update. I'm coming back again.
Welcome you back to LAJUPOG TV.
I don't have bad news for you today.
The home of religious gossip.
But you should leave the fight for Mohammed.
What is happening in the Christendom? Join now to make sense with LAJUPOG.
Hello my great and wonderful viewers, welcome back to LAJUPOG TV. For those of you coming across this channel for the very first time, ensure you click the red subscription button on the video screen and do well to click the notification bell icon so that whenever we drop a new video in your time, YouTube will easily let you to know without you stressing yourself. Still on what is happening in the political zone, you know, my work is to give you back-to-back update about what is happening in the political zone, and I'll be giving you this update since when they conducted the election on the 25th of February. I'll be giving you back-to-back update regarding what will be happening in the political zone, how Obi was cheated and he believes that he can reclaim his mandate through the judiciary, how the magics of INEC happened in course of the election. You know, it's normally known that in course of the election there were voters intimidation, voters suppression, and voters bullying. Talks beat a lot of people back to their houses in the name of the fact that they wanted to vote for Labour Party, but talks were dictating to them that they should vote for APC. If you're not voting for APC, go back to your houses. This happened in different polling units all across Nigeria, but yet INEC announced Bola Ahmed Tinubu as the president-elect and was later inaugurated as the president of Nigeria on the 29th of May, and nothing happened. No ruling was made by the judiciary, but yet Obi believes that the judiciary will give him back his mandate because the judiciary is the last hope of Nigerians. But that's not where I'm headed to today. Where I'm taking you down to today is the fact that Tinubu have finally come down. They have finally come into an agreement. I would like guys to share this video. Something tragic is happening in Nigeria at the moment. I don't want you to be in the blind spot of Nigeria. I want you to see what is happening in the dark. I want it to be open to you like I see this happening in the daylight. Share this video if you can share it. Share it to different social media platforms, and if you can share it, just do well to like it for us. Give it a thumb up, like the video so that it will be recommended for us. You know, after the election and all of that, Tinubu have been ruling Nigeria, and the first 2 months that Tinubu ruled Nigeria, Nigerians suffered a lot. Nigerians came out on protest. They said that the suffering that Buhari gave to them in 8 years, the suffering that Buhari dashed them in 8 years, Tinubu gave it to them within 8 days and all of that, due to the fact that he removes fuel subsidy and he did not make any plan for the people. There's no palliatives and all of that. Nothing is being done. So the people who are really suffering, the people of Nigeria are really suffering. They cannot even afford a square meal in a day. A lot of people cannot afford a square meal in a day. Now, Bola Ahmed Tinubu have finally come out. Tinubu came out some days ago. He said if they should remove him as the president of Nigeria, there will be chaos and anarchy all across Nigeria. Tinubu lay out this threat to the judiciary, and all the judges in the judiciary, they were all panicking. But a lot of Nigerians came to me there. They said whatever Tinubu is just saying is just an empty threat, that nobody owns Nigeria. And the truth of the matter is, nobody owes Nigeria. We own Nigeria. You own Nigeria, I own Nigeria. More than 200 million of us own Nigeria. We are all Nigeria. No particular party own Nigeria, and no particular group own Nigeria. So they said if the judiciary made the ruling that Tinubu should be removed as the president of Nigeria, nothing will happen. The heaven will not fall and Nigeria will continue to be in peace and more than ever before. But Tinubu have later come out some days ago, he make an agreement with the judiciary. You know, it's no more threatening the judiciary because he did not want what happened in the Republic of Niger to happen in Nigeria. You know what is happening in Niger now? You know the intended what that is about happening in Niger regarding the fact that military could take over Niger. They isolated the president of Niger, they hide him in a particular place, they arrested him and they keep him in custody, and all politicians of Niger are in total panic at the moment because military have taken over Niger. So Tinubu did not want the same thing to happen in Nigeria. So he came in an agreement with the judiciary. So the judiciary made the ruling that Tinubu should leave. Tinubu will leave. So it's not that Tinubu is bullying the judiciary again. So I will leave you guys now to watch the video of where everything is said in a particular press conference that is made recently some hours ago. So this press conference was released some hours ago. And so I would like you guys to share this video as you watch the press conference as it goes. Stay connected. I'm coming back again.
I welcome you to this maiden press conference of the People's Democratic Coalition, being hosted by our Rivers State chapter, tagged Nigeria Judiciary, Save Our Democracy. The events of the past month leading to the conduct of the 2023 general elections and the outcry of Nigerians following the outcome, which is widely believed not to reflect the will of the majority of the electorate, is not new to us gathered here this afternoon. This verdict has been expressed by local and international observers and crowned by the much detailed and indicting report of the EU Election Group, Observer Group, and INEC presided over the most shabbily organized election in the history of our country. Today, the battle for the redemption of our democracy has moved to the temple of justice. Can Nigeria Judiciary stand up to the occasion and save our democracy? This is the reason we are gathered here today, to urge our judiciary not just to redeem their image, but to save our democracy and write their names in the gold plate of history, to resist all forms of intimidation from every quarter and deliver justice to the people of Nigeria. The statement credited to the Nigerian ambassador to the Republic of Guinea, John James Usanga, that annulment of the 2023 presidential election on the basis of the less than 25% votes scored by Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a wake-up knock for vigilance and for us to state the facts as it is before the truth is distorted. It is no longer a hidden fact that outside the manipulations and distortion of the February 25, 2023 election results that brought him to power, there were other weighty controversial issues about the person of Bola Ahmed Tinubu that squarely disqualified him and made him ineligible to be fielded as a presidential candidate ab initio. Amongst were the forfeiture of money to the US government some years ago, fielding a fake degree to the Nigerian electoral body, lie about dual nationality on the prescribed election form, which constitute forgery. Added to this was the non-achievement of 25% votes in the FCT as stated in the Nigerian electoral extant laws. It is therefore not surprising to every reasonable thinker and analyst that this government is built on illegality and cannot stand the actual test of law and will be extremely difficult to win the people's confidence. This is the reason the coup d'etat in Niger Republic and the junta will readily dismiss any statement from the Nigerian government and indeed ECOWAS as nothing and of no effect. Public remarks by social commentators across the globe had insisted that the illegality of the Nigerian president and ECOWAS leader has made it difficult to effectively intervene in the Nigerian crisis. This is an apt demonstration of the level of unacceptance this administration has subjected itself by her desperation for power. If the judiciary is muzzled down by corrupt forces that are very desperate for power, then Nigeria is doomed to eventual collapse. But if the judiciary is able to hold sway and live up to its billings at this most auspicious time, Nigeria certainly will be restored to her enviable position in the community of nations. Whichever, the fate of Nigeria now rests on the willingness of Nigerians to press harder for sanctity of our constitution and electoral laws and say no to injustice. Let's take back our country, wake up Nigerian youths, and reject the illegitimate INEC selected president. Bola Ahmed Tinubu must be disqualified. Thank you and God bless you.
For the disqualification of the president, are you calling for? Is it that you're calling for the tribunal to do the right thing, or the call is what particularly I don't actually understand? Is it the tribunal, or you're asking, or what basis are you calling for the disqualification of the president?
Well, the bases are clear, but we will forgive you because you said you came in late. The press conference is tagged Nigerian judiciary save our democracy. So the call is to the judiciary. And from our narrative, the elections have been conducted and the matter is before the courts. And all we are doing as a political pressure group is to ask the Nigerian judiciary to do the right thing. Of course, this call became almost very much necessitated based on the statement of the ambassador of Nigeria to Guinea-Bissau, which of course you know the ambassador represents the president and represents the nation. And so we quickly have to respond to the fact that he has said that if the president was disqualified or the election nullified on the basis of not scoring 25%, that the country will be thrown into anarchy. We saw that as an affront on the judiciary and a way to intimidate them. And so it was, and we also saw it as being economical with the truth, because 25% inability to achieve 25% is not the only case or evidence before the tribunal. And so he needed to tell the world every other thing that is before the tribunal that makes the presidency of Bola Ahmed Tinubu an illegal presidency. And so that truth is what we are telling the people, and also calling on the judiciary to stand by whatever evidence is before them and give justice to the people of this country.
I want to find out if this group is a breakaway or subsumed under the People's Democratic Party, because I'm saying People's Democratic Coalition. That is one. Second one is your principal, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, recently called on the tribunal to declare him the winner of the election, when by the fact that he left the 121 states of the federation, the votes cast. Would that be jumping the gun since the matter is already before the tribunal? Thank you, sir.
Well, clearly the People's Democratic Coalition is a group that started over a year ago under the aegis of the South-South Democratic Coalition. But right now, more Nigerians are embracing it, and so we don't want to restrict it to South-South. And so it is a pan-Nigerian political pressure group. It is not a breakaway from the People's Democratic Party. It is a non-partisan group which will admit anyone who is ready to fight and defend the democracy of this country. I'm very sure that you are aware that after the election, many parties have gone to sleep by every name. And most Nigerians have died in the process of defending parties. But right now, we rather stand to defend democracy and not parties. And that's exactly why we are saying the tribunal should look at the justice of the matter and deliver judgment. And of course, in the second part of your question, there are many prayers before the presidential election petition tribunal. And one of the prayers is that our principal and the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party have been able to prove beyond every reasonable doubt that he won in 21 states. And of course, if you went through the proceeding, INEC never said no. INEC is supposed to defend that, but INEC admitted. And so that clearly places him in a position that he can be declared. However, there are other prayers which have also been prayed, including the nullification of the election and all of that. So it is in the wisdom of the court to decide upon which premises the judgment will be given.
So this question is, the next question is just out of this premise. 2 days ago, precisely on Thursday, we saw the president name his cabinet. Sorry, he named the several nominees, and one of those mentioned is a member of your party, the former River State governor. I want to look at that based on the fact that one, he's a member of the PDP. Secondly, do you think that nomination does it go down well with you and your party?
Well, clearly, we are talking about a government that is illegal. And so every other thing they are doing is illegal, so it's not worth discussing until legality is instituted. Thank you.
Are you calling for him to withdraw or something?
I said I can't discuss a government that we know is illegal until a legal government elected by the Nigerian people and not the one selected by the dubious INEC is in place. We can't start discussing. You can't build something on nothing. There is presently no foundation, and so whatever they are doing is building castles in the air. When the right thing is done, everything you see now will fade into the oblivion.
Thank you for staying connected, my great and wonderful viewers. I believe you really hear what they said in course of the press conference. That press conference was made in Rivers State precisely. You know, Tinubu had been saying this. He said the statement some couple of days ago. He said if they should remove him as the president of Nigeria, that there will be anarchy all across the country. So I said it earlier, and I said a lot of media bloggers and all of that have come out to speak on the fact that if Tinubu is removed as the president of Nigeria, nothing will happen in Nigeria. Nothing will ever happen. Peace will continue to reign in Nigeria more than ever before. So a lot of people believe that they did not vote for Bola Ahmed Tinubu because of the election. Though some people voted for Tinubu, but now they're already turning back due to the hardship that is happening in the country, the economic crisis that is going down more drastically than ever before. So they voted for Tinubu, but they finally turned back. They said Tinubu is not worthy to be voted for. That was what a lot of people are saying because of different protests that have emerged in different regions in Nigeria by different groups. You know, a lot of people protested too. They said they want Tinubu due to their personal interest, what they're gaining from Bola Ahmed Tinubu. They gain their personality from Tinubu, but it's not getting to the entire public. You know, the executive arm of government cannot use its power on the judiciary arm of government, and the judiciary arm of government cannot use the power against the legislature arm of government. They work together in different countries all across the world that are practicing democracy. The executive arm of government, the judiciary, and the legislature, they are all working together to make the country stand, you know. But in Nigeria, the reverse is becoming the case. The executive arm of government is trying to use its power on the judiciary, and the judiciary too are in total panic. You know, when election is conducted and the other candidates are not okay with the electoral process and all of that and the electoral result, it is in the constitution for them to go to the court to appeal and search for what happened in the course of the election through the tribunal. But in Nigerian case, as Peter Abiateko and others go to the court, Tinubu keep running Nigeria fine, but he was later bullying the judiciary, saying if they should remove him, there will be anarchy. But Nigerians are in the side of the judiciary. They said the judiciary should make their ruling. They should not panic because the judiciary have their own personal power. So they have their personal power to make their ruling, and they are about to make the dates that they are going to make their ruling. And if the judiciary say that Tinubu is at fault in all of that and Tinubu is guilty of what happened because of the election and all of that, they are going to sanction Bola Ahmed Tinubu. They are going to remove him as the president of Nigeria. And if they see Tinubu to be right, if they did not see any guilt in the process that brought Tinubu in as the president of Nigeria, Tinubu will remain the president of Nigeria and will continue to rule peacefully as far as this country is concerned. So what do you guys think? Ensure you drop your opinion in the comment section of this video. Drop your opinion. Feel free. Say your mind. Do you really think if Tinubu is removed, there will be chaos and anarchy in Nigeria? Do you really think Tinubu is going to affect Nigeria backward? Drop your opinion in the comment section of this video as I'm going to get a narrative for you. Ensure you follow me on my social media handles on Facebook at LAJUPOG TV and LAJUPOG Entertainment, on Instagram at LAJUPOG. Ensure you follow me on X, popularly known as Twitter, at LAJUPOG. Guess what, guys? See you in my next video.
I see the hot for my body, I say make I yarn you. Religious gossip plenty day for body. Pastor with the line on top, be pastor for LAJUPOG Watch TV. Pastor with the back, where politician with the do pass himself. Corrupt leader, all the while you waiting for church. All as LAJUPOG Watch TV.